Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgiman and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Spice and Wolf episode 17. So, what did I think about this week's episode? To be frank, I thought this week's episode was fantastic because it once again established, what are the stakes in this entire arc between Lawrence and Amarty. And it seems like Amarty's not going to stop at any cost to get Holo's love, as well as we get to see pretty much Lawrence, how desperate he is and how hopeless he is about the whole situation, because right now he has to make it so an entire market crashes when it comes to an economic standpoint, and that is much more easier to said than to be done. So yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happening in this week's episode, and I can't wait to get into it. Now, before I go any further with this week's episode, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my anime and manga, as well as all my Spice and Wolf content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's episode. So this week's episode starts out where we left off last time, which is pretty much Lawrence wandering around as the festival is going down at night. He just seems pretty depressed and pretty hopeless about the whole situation because him and Holo just had a huge fight, and you see that, there's a lot of stakes because Amarty's trying to take her away from him. And, at first he just thought to himself, like, oh, there's no way she would ever do that. But now that after this fight, he's having second guess about the whole situation. He's not very clear about what's going to happen towards the end. And what happens to not make him feel any better about the whole situation is that he goes to talk to Mark. And, he's like, hey, man, I got to win this, or else Holo's going to disappear and she's going to leave me for Amarty. We just had a huge fight. It's like, well, you guys seem like you guys were, inseparable. It's like, yeah, but we just had a huge fight, man. And we was like, okay, well, hopefully everything turns out good, man. Go back to the end. You should be fine. And as that's happening, you see what? You see Amarty kind of walking in the street, and you see, like, Lawrence giving him a mad glare. And who's also looking at the window outside looking at Amarty? Holo. So it's insinuated that, Amarty went to the inn, or they met up. And yeah, that's, obviously that's not helping Lawrence's case at all, because he's having even more doubts about the whole situation. And, it gets to the point where, he's so desperate that he's like looking around to see where, he gets inside of the inn. And as he gets inside of the inn, he sees that pretty much the guy that runs the register or whatever, he's like, hey, by the way, while you were gone, Mr. Lawrence, here, there's a letter and a note that was given to you. And the letter is something along the lines of, I believe, like, all of Amarty's, like, assets, like, listed down by Holo herself. And in the other list is it's like an envelope. It's like a, like an envelope list, whatever you call it. And it's a contract. It's a contract that says it's a marriage contract, and it's been signed by Holo and both Amarty. So pretty much, if Lawrence fails this, Amarty will marry Holo. So he's in a very dire situation, because now it's not just about, oh, Holo gets to decide. It's that, no, Holo did decide, and she signed the document. So now it's, if Lawrence loses this bet, guess what? Holo's gonna get married to Amarty. So way more stakes now, and it gets to the point that, Lawrence is pissed. Like, he's so upset about this whole situation that he starts wandering around, from inn to inn to inn, in every tavern to see where he's staying at, where he's drinking. Eventually, he stumbles upon Amarty, and this is where most of the episode takes place. It's just in one setting, which I really appreciate, because it's just very sharp dialogue and a lot of business talk, and it really showcased Lawrence's, how good he is as a merchant. How good he is with his tongue, as they call him, his silver tongue, as they say. And just him, that, like, pretty much talking to Amarty. He's like, hey, so I saw the document. Don't alarm. I'm just here to make an arrangement. I'm here to make a proposition for you that might benefit both of us, if not just you, perhaps. And Amarty's like, okay, what is it? He's like, okay, how about if today you buy 500 like silver tranny coins worth of the pyrite from me? And he's like, okay, why would I do that, though? It's like, because listen, how about you buy it from me, but you buy it tomorrow. I'll give you the pyrite tomorrow, but you buy it today through credit. So how it would work is, let me simplify it for you guys. From my understanding is, pretty much Lawrence is saying, here, there's 500, pyrite worth of, in credit that I'll give you tomorrow. You'll buy it for today's price. So if tomorrow the price fluctuates from even getting deeper, like more expensive, let's say a piece of pyrite is like, I don't know, 300 silver tranny coins instead of like 200. So you bought it yesterday for 200, but you're receiving it tomorrow for, instead of paying 300 for it because that's tomorrow's price, you're only paying 200 for it. So if that makes any sense. So in other words, Lawrence is telling like Amarty's like, hey, you're getting a discount, bro. And Amarty, rebuttals back by saying, yeah, but what if like the price goes down like in value? Then I would be screwed. And Lawrence is like, yeah, but it's only been going up and up and up. And if anything, I'm just gonna make, at best, I'm gonna make like my money back that I invested, because I invested this money for this amount. It's not like, at worst, it's more like Lawrence is teaching him something, because later in the episode he even brings it up. I was like, this is how it plays out. Either Lawrence's entire stock gets taken out and he's bankrupt, or Amarty's, he loses so much on his money on this. So one of them is gonna get screwed, and that's pretty much how this setup happens. And eventually Lawrence talks to Amarty, and he's like, hey man, all the times that me and Holo have been spending together, like, I made her cry 3 times, and she's been in my shoulder 3 times, which really ticks him off, like, because Amarty obviously sims for Holo. It's like, you know what, yeah, screw this, I'm gonna sign this. And then they shake hands on it. He's like, yeah, we'll do this. I'm gonna take you everything that you own. I'm not gonna let you like talk to Holo that way anymore. And that's how their whole back and forward ends. They shake hands and why not. And then after that, Lawrence goes to his friend Mark, and he just drinks it up with the boys. He's just relaxing, chit chatting. It's like, hey man, so I just had this whole trade between me and Amarty, like this whole deal that went down. I'm gonna need your help and expertise in how to like actually predict tomorrow's like market, like what is it gonna look like. And Mark is like, wait, so you want me to like purposely kind of sabotage the market for your benefit? And Lawrence is like, hey, listen, I'm not saying that, but what if you secretly start buying pyrite from a bunch of people, like small amounts, eventually, so tomorrow I have a large amount of it, and I can sell it at once, and then the whole market crashes. And the guy, obviously Mark, is like, listen, Lawrence, I like you, you're my homie, but I can't do that. And then Lawrence is like, why bro, like I don't understand. He's like, listen, the difference between merchants like you and myself is that you go from town to town. It doesn't matter what happens after the fact. I have a reputation here, so if everything comes back that I helped you bring down the value of the pyrite and crash the market, everyone's gonna hate me for it. And I guess what, I'm permanently here because I have a shop here, so my dignity, my respect, and everything everything that revolves around my name is on the line. So can you compensate me that well for me to pretty much take this risk? And eventually Lawrence agrees with it. It's like, yeah, you're right, my bad, I'm so sorry, bro, I went a little bit too overboard. And it's like, it's fine, but I'll tell you what, if you really want help, how about if you go with the alchemist? And then just like, wait, that lady? Like Lawrence is like, what, Diana, what about her? He's like, yeah, alchemists have a bunch of pyrite. They obviously can't sell it here because nobody takes them seriously and nobody respects them, so no one's gonna like actually buy it from them, so they're not able to sell it. He's like, so if you go to the alchemist, you can get a bunch of pyrite, like a big amount, and that might be able to help you tomorrow to make your plan of crashing the market. And he's like, but don't tell anybody I told you. And it's like, no, I got it. I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. Like, listen, I'm vouching for you, my man. I hope for nothing but the best for you, because I want you to take Holo back, and I want to see you happy again. So do it, give it your best. And pretty much how we end the episode is similarly how we see at the beginning of the episode. Lawrence wandering around, like you see him with a frown, unhappy. But now in this, towards the end of the episode, we see him pretty much the opposite. He looks optimistic, he has conviction, he's very much in a mission now. He's like, you know what, I can do it. It's possible that I can actually beat Amarty now that I given the information that I have now. So you see him running off to pretty much meet Diana and talk to her business wise in the next week's episode, which I can't wait to look forward to, because I love this arc in the original series. I love how they've been adapting it so far, and I can't wait to see the more drama and juicy plot twists that involve this arc going forward in the story. Now, with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's episode? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Spice and Wolf, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.